Okay, what about now? I see the little thing moving. I think you guys can't hear me. Oh, I wanted to set up the mic through my phone, but mic? Nope. Nope. It always offers to go through it, the phone, and I'm always like, no. Let's see, microphone. What is this? Nope. Hello. I just feel like the sound is really bad and I don't want to do a really bad sound. Let's Google it. How to use iPhone as a mic. Okay. You can use iPhone as microphone for Mac or PC specifically, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't help me. Mm-hmm. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wireless. Mm-hmm. 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 No, I shouldn't have to download an app. It usually just asks me. Okay, well, use external microphone on iPhone. Rude. The one time I want to actually use it, it doesn't give me the directions on how to do it. Oh yeah, here it is. What is this? Let's YouTube it. For those of you again who are hashtag replay gang, I know you didn't hear me say it, but check the description box below so you can know when we get started. Boo. Okay, let's just do this with this sound. It's fine. All right, 9 people in the room. I didn't even expect that. So let's just get started. Thank you guys so much for being here. And as I was saying when I was muted, is that I'm traveling for work and I did not know if I would be able to go live. I didn't know what my schedule would be or if I can fit anything in because I'm not on my own time. So I just got back from dinner with the team and I am able to go live to talk about The Other Way. I still have to watch Seeking Sister Wife. So that is TBD on when I'll go live on that. Maybe Thursday, maybe tomorrow. We don't know. But I'm going to watch the episode tonight and then I'll be prepared to go live at a drop of a dime. Like that. Okay. Let's go to here and let's get started. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way, Season 7, Episode 7, Deja Vu. We actually have Manon in this episode, and she says, voila, a lot. And so we're starting to understand the gist of French. We're not. But for those of you on Facebook, hello. I just went to Facebook and realized that a lot of people watch me on Facebook. Interesting. No one ever tips me from Facebook. Maybe I need to go in and add more detail to the Facebook thing so that you guys can know when I talk about each couple, and then maybe you'll stay around to watch the episodes or watch the full episode. Okay. So, if we're going to get this poor distorted, let's see what anybody is saying. Okay. Let's start. I don't have any pictures of them, but let's start with Patia and Dylan. Okay, so for Patia and Dylan, we find out a bit of important information, which explains a lot of why these people have been dating for 12 years and most likely have not gotten together. It is more than one roadblock in their way. And that roadblock is actually a road mom. Okay, that is a mom blockade. And it's really hard to remove the mom blockade, the mom barrier. That's a really hard barrier to remove. And I just sometimes just wonder, and for those of you guys who have children, those of you parents, I don't know how to ask this without being rude, but like, unless the person that your child is dating is dangerous, like manipulative, or just really mean to them, or like, something where you want to protect your child, why in the world would you try to come in between your child, especially your grown ass child, and whoever they choose to be with? What is that maternal, paternal instinct to just overstep? Like in a way that it's like, and it's not uncommon. It is common. We see this a lot of people whose parents are just like, no. And it's like, no, you don't get to do that. Especially in a Western culture, you don't get to do that. If you were in another culture, if you were in a culture that's like, I don't know, arranged marriages or families heavily involved in marriages, like I can see that being a thing, but I just don't get it. I don't get it outside of that. Calandria, you can watch it if you just go to Just Call Me Wah on Facebook. I don't think the page is private. I think you just go there. But yeah, anyways, so she's packing, and this is Patia. She's packing. And she's like, oh my God, I bought all these fall clothes. And when I get there, it's going to be spring. I think she's just going to have to buy me a new wardrobe and take me shopping. And I was like, girl, this man is now a plumber. He is no longer the thunder down under with all this money. I don't understand why you think that this man is going to take you shopping. Is something that you say about a trick. That is something that you say to someone who you are, I mean, that's a trick to me. I don't know how else to say it. Not necessarily somebody who's paying you for sex, but who's paying you for your attentions, paying you for like companionship. I would never expect someone that I'm dating, unless he's rich and that's what he likes to do. He loves to pamper me. And I know that if I'm like, aw, I don't have any spring coats, that he'll be like, come on, babe, let's go to the store and get some coats. Like, otherwise, this whole, like, I guess he'll just have to buy me something, is just so weird to me, especially because this man told us he was a plumber. And then later on in the episode, he tells us that she has a spending problem, or maybe that's going to be the, and so it's just like, he already doesn't support her lifestyle in my mind. So she says that she's finally going to move there, and the biggest roadblock that they have, as I was saying before, is his mother, and that she's really upset that his mother is going to live just 5 minutes away because he's a mama's boy, and she wants him to get off the teat, which we would all want that for him. And she says the main reason why the mom doesn't like her is because the mom feels like she's too old and she wants to have grandchildren. And I think that is such a shallow reason to not like somebody. That is such a terrible, shallow reason to not like somebody. And the fact that Dylan hasn't put his foot down and been like, Mom, I don't want children. I want Patia. Or, Mom, if you can't be nice to Patia, if you can't be cordial to her, then I'm going to have to cut you out of my life. There's some point where you like, I mean, the only way I could say that this may be an issue is if he's an only child and the mother has no one except him. And so he would feel a lot of like stress about kind of turning his back on her. But I think at the end of the day, if you respect your child and their choices, their non-toxic choices, or their like detrimental choices, why not just support them? She could not like Patia all day, and Patia could know that the mother doesn't quite like her, but that doesn't mean that you get in the way of their relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I could not like somebody or be like, I really don't prefer you for my child. I think you're a narcissist. I think you just use my child for money. I think you do whatever, but like, he loves you. And so therefore I'm going to at least treat this union with respect. And I'm not going to go out of my way to be rude to you. Like, I just think that's so weird. So anywho, so she's flying from Texas to California to Melbourne, and then she's going to have a little time off in order to, in her mind, get sexy so that he will propose to her. And then she'll go to Tasmania. And again, I don't know if this is her trying to be a reality star, because the truth is like, most of these people, especially the ones who are pretty, the ones who are pretty good with confessionals, and you can kind of tell, I feel like Patia has auditioned for reality TV before. She's wanted to be on reality TV before. There's a part of me that recognizes that a lot of what she shows and talks about is staged. And we know this, right? Like Shekinah's the same way. She's been on a lot of reality TV. The Darcys, the Silver Twins are the same way. They've been on reality TV before. Obviously, Angela, who shall not be named, did the same thing. Like there's a lot of cast members on this show who have like obviously have been on reality show or have wanted to be on reality show. And you can tell by the way how good they are in their confessionals, how good they are sports when it comes to having their segments be controversial. I wouldn't be surprised if Jasmine had it as well, or at least has always wanted to. And when she got the opportunity, she jumped at it. Thank you so much, Hard to Know. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So anywho, I just really feel bad I just think this is not a good situation. At first I thought, oh, they'll be fine. But now I'm like, no, they won't. She wants to look hot, so he'll propose. And to me, that is something that she has rehearsed. That's a rehearsed line. There's no way that this grown woman believes that he's just going to magically propose to her after 12 years and one taken back proposal because she looks hot, because she took time in Melbourne to get hot. It's just so weird. Also, tip tip hooray. Thank you so much. Tomorrow's my birthday, guys. So, yay. Tomorrow's my birthday. So hopefully I can go live with you guys. All right. So let's move on to something fun and funny. Ginny and Sumit. Ginny and Sumit. Okay. So we got a picture of them in case you forgot who they were. With Ginny and Sumit, they are at the house and they're sorting their clothes, right? So they're trying to get rid of some stuff. And Sadhna, is that her name? Sadhna, I think it is. She comes in and I mean, Imperial Mama, like talk about a mama. She comes in and looks at them like they're teenagers. She's like, get up, we're gonna do yoga. And they're like, and she's like, no, you two have been gaining weight and that's unacceptable. And I thought to myself, does Sadhna think that she's skinny? Does Sadhna believe or that herself to be ideal and they are not? I mean, maybe if she felt that way about her son, but Jenny is older than her. So I would feel as though she would allow Jenny to be as comfortable as Jenny wants to be. So it was weird to me. So Jenny's like, I don't want to do that. And he's like, listen, girl, mom supported you the other day, did she not? So the least you could do is get up and do some yoga with her. And then we find out that it's a very specific type of yoga. Jenny has now talked about how she's done 3 different types of yoga on this show. She's done Kama Sutra yoga, which is just Kama Sutra. She's also done the like yoga where you clear out your sinuses. And I had completely forgot about them putting that thing up their nose and cleaning out their sinuses. And I'm like, I want to do it all. I'm scared, but I also want to do it. Because, I've done like Bikram. No, have I done hot yoga? Is hot yoga? Is Bikram Vasan? Bikram is hot, I believe. And then there's another yoga that I've done. It's a practice. It's a type of yoga. It's I can't think of it right now. But anyways, I've never done this kind, and this poop kind, I want to do. So basically, there's a specific type of salt in India that is being used in certain dishes, and Jenny hates it because she says it smells like sulfur. Which, if you guys don't know what sulfur smells like farts. And I hate that word, so I don't say that word lightly. But that's it smells like gas being passed. The bowels of the earth is what sulfur smells like, and rotten eggs. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, I don't want to do this. And so basically the yoga is that you drink lots of water. And let me tell you, Sadhna has a lot of water bottles behind them. There's 4 that she's like utilizing. And in the back, there's another 4. So she is planning on flushing out the body. So you first start off this yoga practice with a good hearty laugh. I love that. You start off with a good hearty laugh. And then maybe you go into like a pose, maybe like a sun salutation, like maybe like open up the chest, and then you like go down, you know what I mean? And you hang there, and then you get into like a cobra, and then by then you should have to poop. So then you go poop. That's what you do. So then you go poop. And then you come back and you do more stuff. But we never got to the second part because Jenny didn't want to do it anymore. Like she's over here doing this, and the dad comes over and is like, you cannot bend. And she's like, I can't do any of this. And I'm like, girl, you were in the place of yoga. I mean, I guess I just enjoy low impact workouts. And so yoga is always something that I can do. If yoga were free, I would do yoga all the time. It's in fact one of the things I do whenever I have a little bit of money is I will go do use it. I mean, I do pole work now in order to kind of do like dancing and feeling more sexy in my body, but like to really be flexible and stretch and feel like, and I always feel better after yoga. I enjoy it. And I'm like jealous that she gets to do free classes in a place where it's actually with the people, as opposed to some skinny woman who's never set foot in India. Or some skinny man who doesn't wash his hair, who's never set foot in India. You actually get to do it with Indians. I want to do it. So she's like, no, I'm not interested in it. And so at the end of their little segment, she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. No, I'm sorry, get my voice together. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like this. Sumit, I gotta go to the bathroom. I can't hear it right now, so not doing a very good job. But anyways, I thought it was hilarious. All right, that's the end of their segment. Thank you guys for listening to that. If at all while watching this, you get the hee ha-has and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so with the options down below. Or if you want to give me a tip for my birthday, because it's my birthday tomorrow. And if you're on if you're on the East Coast, it may be already my birthday, but it's not. It's only 10:40 there. So I have a couple of hours till my birthday, and I was actually born at like 1:03, I think, a.m. So it's about to be my actual birthday, my actual time of birth, if I can stay up. Just so you know, I've done my chart already. So I am a Leo rising, and I'm a Sagittarius moon, obviously Libra sun, Leo rising. That's good old Sag moon. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Being Sumit. Thank you. All right. So let's get on with the next couple. And we've got Anthony and Manon. Okay, so with them, it's the same old issues that they're having, except for now they've decided to rent a car because they're tired of being in this tiny little car owned by her parents. And so she's like, actually, you're going to rent the car because you need to learn to speak more French. And Anthony really feels like he's about to speak French, even though like when she's like, say beaucoup, he's like, beaucoup. And she's like, no, beaucoup. And he's like, beaucoup. I want to say beaucoup, which is such an American thing to do. To go to somebody else's country and just decide that you're not even going to try to do the accent. Now, sometimes I think it's unfair because like when at least me, when I was learning to speak Spanish, they insisted that we do the accent. So it was never like, oye, ¿cómo va? ¿Qué ritmo bueno vamos a bailar? Like I was, we never were allowed to do that. But I get that it's harder to do the American accent. I understand that. But for you to go there and be like, I don't want to say beaucoup. You want to say beaucoup because you think it's funny is weird to me. It's weird. It's weird. So that's what he's doing. He thinks it's funny. And I'm like, it's not. And so they go to the rental place to rent a car. And she wants Anthony to be able to speak in French. And so the guy is speaking slowly in French to help him out. And he's able to do the transaction, which good for him. So they get into the car and she's like, okay, I want to run something by you. She says, I have an idea for a business. And he immediately turns in. He's like, I thought we were going to for at least a month, just chill and not worry. I'm like, Anthony, have you met Manon? Have you met her? She does not want to be poor. Okay. She doesn't want to just coast by paycheck to paycheck. She wants to be comfortable. And so she had a conversation on camera, but they decided not to show it to us, with one of her childhood friends, where her childhood friend, in front of Anthony in French, is telling her that, you know, there are options for her to still be a business person in France, because France has very strict like rules when it comes to business times or like things like that. Like there's no after 5 p.m. you can shut down your business, you know, which is great for the business owner and a nightmare for the customer. As much as I love the idea of everybody having like boundaries, it's hard as a customer when I want to buy something at 9 p.m. and everything is closed. It's like, it's very hard. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Connie. Thank you. And so I get that. Like, I get it, but also it's difficult. You know, so good for her to live in a place where everybody understands that you should have just as much fun as you have work. And I hope that works out for everybody. I hope everybody's content, because it seems like something that's not possible here, at least yet. Or at least not in my lifetime. So we get little clips of that, and I was wondering why they didn't show us that. Like, why are they not showing us filmed segments? Was it just not interesting? Was there no drama, so they didn't want to show it to us? It's weird. So she's telling him that, you know, that they can spend time together going around to the south of France and looking at natural herbs and oils, because she wants to do aromatherapy. And he's like, this sounds like work. It sounds like too much. And, you know, you've been telling me for the past year how you want to be just as close to Benjamin as I am. And I'm like, there's a part of me that says, you know what, Manon, you're putting a lot of hard. I don't think there's anything wrong with Benjamin being closer to Anthony than her. And I get that she feels some kind of way about it, but I don't know if how she feels is because of truly internally how she feels, or because of society's expectation. And I just don't think that, I mean, and I hope she's taking care of herself through this process, but I just don't want her to be as mad at herself or frustrated with him or whatever, because she doesn't have that bond. Like, there's a lot that happens in postpartum that has nothing to do with your want and has everything to do with the way your body moves. And if being a business person makes her happy, as long as Anthony's taken care of, and not Anthony, but Benjamin is taken care of, and she shows love to Benjamin the best she can, I think they'll be fine. You know, I'm not saying she should just give up and like be a workaholic. No, but I don't think that she should beat herself up and like have to move to France and change her whole life around in order to like bond with her child. If it's not something, I just don't want her to be. I think there's a lot that happens postpartum, and I just don't want her to just like be mean to herself. That's it. It's seemingly more the latter. It doesn't seem like it's totally coming from that maternal longing. Yeah, and I just thank you so much, Calandra, sorry. I've been saying Calandria this whole time. Calandra, girl. Let me say your name wrong. Calandra. So I want her to be kind to herself, because I think there's a lot of pressure that happens when you don't naturally have that. I just want her to be kind to herself. That's it. Okay. Oh, Jasmine, thank you so much. And thank you, Hard to Know. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As always, you two are the sweetest. And everybody's sweet too, but thank you, you two. Thank you too. Let me see if anybody else anything so I can thank them too. Okay. So yeah, I just again want Manon to, I don't want this whole thing to just be about her not being a good mom because she finds self-worth and value in being a business person or being successful in her career. Because if she were a man, nobody would be telling her this. So let's just say that. Okay, so last couple, right? Last couple? Did I miss anybody? Oh no, Luke is not last couple. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Chloe and Jonathan. This hot mess of a couple. Chloe and Jonathan. So this segment also made me feel like this is not Chloe's first time at the reality TV rodeo, because she and Jonathan, and again, I didn't see this segment, so maybe you guys did, but they had a segment walking on the beach where he asks her if they can stop sharing locations. I know that I've never dated in this like time of cell phones. I've never had like somebody in my life to where I would need to have their location unless I was worried about their health and safety. But the fact that he has to ask her to no longer share locations is weird to me, and it's toxic. It's toxic to me. It's toxic. I've never asked Guatemala Bay to give me his location. I don't give one darn where he's at. Live your life. We're not in the same country. Live your life. So it is weird to me that this is something that he's like, I just don't want to have to be on location services anymore. And she, sorry, it went away. Am I back? Okay, great. It shows me with only one little Wi-Fi thing. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. There it goes. Sorry. Terrible Wi-Fi in this hotel. So let me make this quick. So anyways, she decides that she's going to it's so frustrating. She decides that she's going to then spy on him. And she already has a designated spot to spy on him on the pirate ship to make sure that he's not carrying women in string bikinis on his back. Why would you try to stop this man from making money? She's like, I gave up my career and my whatever in America. You made a choice. Everyone's making their own choices here. He didn't like grab you by your hair and drag you like a caveman to Aruba. So it's hard to watch. But again, because of this segment, it makes me feel like, she's not the first time at her reality TV rodeo. And so she's with her homegirl, Kariana, who is also dating a man on the pirate ship. She tends to know a lot of girls who are dating men on these pirate ships. Hey. So, anywho. All right. Last couple is Luke and Madeline. Luke and Madeline. Is it 40? Yeah. All right. So the last we left, and she's like, go on and marry your stripper. You're not marrying me. And I said, and I don't know if I said the last time, that stripper do not want him. This idea that like any sex worker, if a man is throwing money and he wants to spend extra time, they'll take that money. You'll become a trick. It's a part of the sex world. It's a part of sex work. It's a part of it. But the fact that there was a girl who come to the house to dance with them for a bachelor party and she's like, go marry her then is crazy. Don't nobody want Luke in his debt. That's on you. So she's crying and upset and she's called off the wedding. He is in the cab ride back to the house after had cake thrown on him. And he's like, this isn't even vanilla cake. It's something else. It doesn't smell good. I smell terrible. And so she comes into the house and I can't tell if she's really crying because when I cried, I'm only audible in like the most despairing of despair. Otherwise, it's just tears coming down my face. And she is like ripping up the flowers and throwing it out the door and kicking his stuff out in a suitcase. And I'm like, well, at least she packed it all because she could have just threw it out without the suitcase. And the way that it rolls, the suitcase, makes me think that there's nothing in it. I'm going to be honest with you. The way that suitcase rolls, I was like, there's none in there. And anyways, so he then doesn't even go in. He just grabs the suitcase, leaves, and that's it. Which I'm like, she didn't throw your backpack outside, and then you get to the hotel and you got a backpack. Come on, produced segment. And so you can't put anything over me. I've been watching all this stuff, all the tiny details. So he gets into the hotel, he stays there, and he's like, I just thought that me being honest would like go over better, or that I would count for something. And I was like, you weren't honest, Luke. Like, you waited until you got there to tell her, and also after your dad told you to. We were there in the confessionals when you were like, she's just gonna have to get over it. And then he lies to her. And he's like, I just have my hands up like this. And that's not enough. That's not enough. Anyway, so he comes over the next day. She's on her cute little balcony. I said, okay, we love a little balcony moment. We love it. So she gets the cute little balcony, and he's like, can I come up? And she's like, whatever. And so then he goes upstairs and he sits with her. And I assume that when he gets there, it's like early morning because she's still in her pajamas, but maybe it's dusk, because by the time they end the conversation, it is nighttime outside. So I was like, this is a very long filmed segment, or it started late, or they took a break, and then we only got like 2 minutes worth of content. Was it worth it? So she's there, and she looks like she's all cried out, and she's got some water for hydration, and they are chitty-chatting, and he's just like, I had my hands up the whole time. And she's like, but you touched her. He's like, I didn't. I just got there, and I almost left. And she's like, but you didn't leave. It's like, and there's a video of it. He didn't touch her, but she was definitely all over his frontal part of his body, in his crotch. And he definitely was throwing money on her. I mean, not to say that this incriminates him. I think that her whole stripper situation is like ridiculous, but like, that's how she feels. That's how she feels. And if that's how your woman feels, that's how your woman feels. And you got to honor it because you want to marry her. But this whole idea is, I thought telling her the truth would count for something, is very peculiar to me. Count for what? You want an award for telling her something that you shouldn't have done to begin with? The moment you got there and that lady came, you should have left. You should have been like, guys, she really wouldn't like this. I have to go. With all these cameras here, the least you could do is throw me a bachelor party with no cameras. And that's why I'm like, this whole thing is set up. This whole thing is set up. The thing that I didn't expect them to do is actually continue on the charade into this episode. I thought they were going to make up at the end of this episode, but no, she's like, no, you got to go. The marriage is over. I don't want to do this. And he ends up leaving. After he tries to like go into bed and talk to her, she's like, no, leave. So I'm like, how long are they going to keep up the charade? Are they going to just cancel the wedding? I have questions. I got questions. I need to know more about what this situation is and how it's going to end up playing out, Not a soul wants him. Well, there's some thirsties out there, but that dancer isn't one of them. This is so off topic of why you look so freaking cute and early. Ah, thank you. Birthday twin. Thank you. I went out, so I put on a little makeup. I Googled and saw that they're no longer together. Oh. As broke as he is, he needs not to. Exactly. Oh God. You know what? I would think that was real, to use the gay vernacular. I think that was real cunt. That'd be real cunt if she didn't marry him from that. I would be like, yeah, stand on business. If they don't end up getting married, I would be like, thank you, Madeline. I'll see you on 90 Day Fiance Single Life. I'll see you on 90 Day Fiance Hunt for Love. That'd be so cunt. The first girl to stand on business and to be like, no, I told that fool not to do something and he still did it. And she says in her confessionals, she's starting to see that she gives everything to Luke and like that it's not even. That, and to me, lying about finances or keeping secrets about finances is not it. And so she, to me, should not be with him. It's obvious because he cannot Be honest. And then he has the audacity to say that he doesn't want her name on the hotel. Get out of here. Get out of here. Who are you going to get a loan from? In what language without me? Out. Out of here immediately. Exit stage left. So, yeah, that'd be super, super cunt if she doesn't marry him. I want someone to follow through what they say they're going to do. So, anyways, she needs to buy Nutella. He ran his truck. Girl, just in that nail, just sucking that Nutella out of that nail. Just so disgusting. So gross. All right, you guys, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I just wanted to keep it quick. I'm sure this is like the worst audio and the worst visuals you have ever seen, but we'll do it again tomorrow, hopefully. If I can do it, maybe what I might do is if I get up early enough and I watch the show tonight, then I might be able to just record it and it won't be live, and then I'll just throw it up and then you guys can just watch at your leisure. Maybe that's what's going to happen. All right, you guys, I got to go to bed. I got to be up early, and I hope that you guys have a fantastic evening, and I want you to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Shake, 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 Sinora. Shake your body right. Work, work, work.